Hi, dreamers. Disney's beloved masterpiece Aladdin makes our hearts race and our spirits soar. This movie brings us a great combination of laughter and adventure, and really, it's a timeless Disney classic. Who can forget the Academy Award winning music and the enchanting talent of Robin Williams, the genius behind the genie?
Still miss him. Don't you, Krista?
Absolutely.
Well, on Tuesday, October 13th, the Blu ray Diamond Edition of Aladdin comes out. And to celebrate, we have the beautiful, amazing Linda Larkin, who is the voice of Princess Jasmine, here for us today on Living the Dream podcast.
Hi, this is Mike Purcell, voice of the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. As we approach the Tomorrowland Transit Authority station, our Grand Circle tour is coming to an end, but not to a stop, because you're listening to the Living the Dream podcast with your hosts, Krista Joy from DisneyWays.com and Joe Pardo from HowToDream.co. Hold on tight, because today's journey leads to tomorrow's dream. And get ready for the Living the Dream podcast.
This week, we have a magical memory for you from Becky at theamazingbecky.com. Becky wrote in to tell us this. We were in Epcot when my 5-year-old locked eyes with Snow White for the first time. Snow White waved at her, and my daughter stopped in her tracks, looked at me, and with a starstruck voice, she yelled, "She waved at me!" This is my most cherished Disney memory. I love that, Becky. I feel the same way whenever a Disney princess waves to me. So thank you so much for sending that in. So everybody go check Becky out at theamazingbecky.com.
So, Linda, because of your many years of doing the character Jasmine, have you become attached to her?
Well, I definitely would say she's an integral part of my life. I feel very much like she's mine. So yes, in short, yes, I am attached to her. She's my favorite princess, even though I have other favorites, but I just feel like a very strong bond with that character and that movie, of course.
I would imagine. So, and you've reprised the role so many times. There's Return of Jafar in the TV series. Do you feel like the character has kind of evolved or changed a little bit over the years?
No, I don't think so. And I think it's really important to Disney and to all of us who originated those roles to keep the character consistent with the original story. And that's something that there's a whole department at Disney called Disney Character Voices that oversees that and makes sure that even though new technology and new products come in, that the characters and their stories stick close to the original.
Yes, it's a great answer. We love that answer.
Oh, good. It's true.
Well, I mean,
it's true. It's really our priority.
Well, I mean, people don't usually like change anyway, so it makes sense. And you know, to get to experience it the same time every time, the consistency and the magic is always important as well.
Yeah, because, when I went to Disneyland recently, just a couple of weeks ago, with my mom and my 8-year-old cousin, some of the things that are there are new from when I was a kid, of course, but there are things there that are the same as when I was little. And what that does to you, to have that familiarity and that sense of some things never changing, it does make for a magical experience. It's really beautiful, and I'm glad that's important to Disney because it's important to me.
Real quick, what was your favorite attraction out in Disneyland?
Okay, so I have a couple. I think the one I enjoyed the most was Tower of Terror, which I had no idea how scary it was. My little cousin made me go on it with her. It was fantastic. Such a great attraction. I loved that one. And I also loved, I don't even know what it's called, but there's a swing ride in California Adventure. It's just swings, but it's so good. And it's just like a beautiful view of the park. And we went on that 3 times. My mom loved it. I loved it. My cousin loved it. It was such a fun ride. And I love soaring over California.
Yeah.
which is a great attraction. So all those are in California Adventure. I would say in Disneyland, I might still be partial to It's a Small World. That is just that was one of my favorites when I was little, and it still holds true today. I just love it. And when it's 95 degrees at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the sun is beating down on you,
Yes.
there's nothing like getting in that boat and going indoors for It's a Small World.
Linda, if you had a chance to voice any other Disney princess, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Of the ones that we already know?
Sure, unless you
Yeah.
want to make up a new one, you
Because
can do that.
I'd love to, voice a future Disney princess, but she'd probably sound too much like Jasmine, so I think I might have to just stick to Jasmine. But of the other princesses that I know, oh gosh, they're also special and unique to me that I wouldn't want to replace them with me. But I would say the princess I personally identify with the most is Belle. I just love her, but I don't want to be her. I just love her so much. So she just has such a beautiful, open heart and really good values, and she's a great one. But
Yes.
I wouldn't want to play her because Paige plays her beautifully. So
Yes, and Julie Nathanson too. She's doing a great job. We love her.
so I know Julie Nathanson,
Do
by the
you?
way. Yes, Julie Nathanson and I were voiceover girls in New York together.
Oh,
And
wow.
I haven't seen her in ages because she moved to Los Angeles, and I forgot that she's now doing the voice of Belle. And I love that girl. We
Yeah.
know each other from a long time ago, and just
Aw.
haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah, well, I haven't talked to her in about a year. She probably doesn't remember me. She was on my previous show, so that's how I got to talk to her. But we'd love to
Oh,
reconnect
wow.
again. We'll all have to reconnect. So, so tell us about being inducted as a Disney legend at D23 in 2011. Speaking of princesses, because I know that was an amazing thing that you got to do there.
Well, that was very, very exciting. It was an exciting year all around because in 2011, my husband was doing a play on Broadway, and he got a Tony nomination. He got a bunch of nominations for his role, but one of them was a Tony nomination. And probably 2 weeks after it was announced that he got a Tony nomination, I got a call saying that I was getting a Disney Legends Award. So I called my husband and I said, "Sweetie, I just got some big news. I'm getting a Disney Legends Award in August." And he was like, "You couldn't just let me have the Tony nomination, huh?" And it was just a joke between us that, out of the blue, I wasn't doing 8 shows a week or whatever he was doing. And I just had this good news drop in my lap. So it was a really exciting time. It was really special to be able to share that with the other girls and to share it with my family and my friends and the fans. I've never been in a room with so many fans at one time. And I had no idea it was going to be a room of 5,000 people. No idea. It was really incredible, and I'll never forget it.
Yes, very special. And I know that you played a big part in the 2015 Expo as well. Everybody's been reading and watching videos from that. It was just amazing. But real quick, because I know we're running out of time, unfortunately, everybody asks you this question. We all want to know, how did you originally get the role of Princess Jasmine in Aladdin?
Okay, so I auditioned for the part with hundreds of other girls in Los Angeles. We just went in, everybody one at a time, to a small recording studio. It was a microphone, a little soundproof room, and a casting director behind a desk. And he said, "Great job. Thank you very much." And I left. And over the course of the next 4 to 6 months, I kept getting called back in to do more, do it again. And the rooms kept getting bigger, and the number of people in the room kept getting bigger, more executives, more creators, more intimidating people on one side of the room, and less actresses in the waiting room. So I knew it was getting narrowed down, and I was getting close to getting it. And the last audition I had, it was just me and like 20 creators, executives on the other side of the glass. And I got it. They told me maybe a week later that I had the job. So it was a long process. It was a stressful process towards the end as I was getting closer and closer. But it was really ultimately rewarding.
Yes, I can't even imagine. Like, what goes through your head when you realize you're about to be a Disney princess? You're about to go down in history. Like, I can't even imagine. What did that feel like?
My initial feeling was just relief that the audition process was over and then I got to actually do the job. And then, every now and then it would kind of hit me what I was doing, but truly I never really understood what a historical film we were a part of until the movie came out. You couldn't know that. And Beauty and the Beast hadn't even come out when we started working on Aladdin. So we didn't really know that we were going to be such a big part of history. I guess nobody knows that at the time.
Yeah. Amazing. It was just so incredible. And now here we are, and we can't imagine anyone else being Jasmine but you. And I'm so glad that you were a part of this film. You are just wonderful. You're a treasure. Thank you for spending your time with us today on Living the Dream podcast. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Linda.
Oh, thank you, Krista. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Living the Dream podcast. We know there's a lot of great shows out there that you could be listening to, and we appreciate you taking the time to tune into ours. Remember to check us out online at livingthedreampodcast.com.
The greatest compliment you could give us is going to Stitcher Radio or iTunes and leaving us a rating and review. It helps us get the message out there to other dreamers.
It sure does. And until next time, I'm Krista Joy.
And I'm Joe Pardo. And remember, today's journey leads to tomorrow's dream.
If you can dream it, Mad Hatter Adventures can help make it happen. Mad Hatter Adventures specializes in everything from family trips, corporate travel, and last-minute getaways. Let Mad Hatter Adventures take the stress out of planning your trip and help save you money. There's no charge for their services, and they specialize in Disney vacations. Visit madhatteradv.com or give them a call at 1-844-M-HATTER today to find out more. Make all your travel dreams come true by calling 1-844-M-HATTER.